At the Playmakerz Network, sports are more than games. They're a community. From basketball and college football to professional wrestling and Rams football, our shows keep fans informed, entertained, and connected. Watch live, listen on your favorite podcast platform, and join the conversation. The Playmakerz Network. Sports, community, conversation.
Sound like some Viking music, don't it?
Yeah, gotta get it out the mud, that's the only way to win. Who am I to point the finger like I never ever seen? Been through the ups and downs like the letter N. They don't let you through the door, better kick that again. Cause that's the only way to win. That's the only way to go. Gotta get it out the mud, gotta get it out the flow. Cause that's the only way to go, let's go.
Shooting lights out. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Shooting Lights Out, your weekly deep shot into hoops culture. And your boys are back for another week that's going to be very interesting with today's show.
Mm-hmm. It is.
As you know me, I am the Playmaker down in the silence here with you. And right. Ooh.
Yeah, yes, I am. I'm good. I'm good.
Sure.
Yes, I am. It's a wonderful first Monday in August. The first of 5. That's right. It's going to be 5 Mondays in August. Woohoo! So excited. But glad that you all are here with us. Yes, sir.
Thank y'all for watching on the Playmakerz Network YouTube channel. Thank you for watching on my personal LinkedIn. Darnell Southern is on LinkedIn. For our podcast and audio listeners, we want to thank y'all for listening on where, Mr. Johnson?
On platforms such as Spotify, on iHeartRadio, on Amazon Prime, and wherever you can download podcasts. And you can also hear us live on the Real Wise Global Network. Shout out to you, Wazalefe, the CEO of Real Wise Global Media.
Now, a lot of ways to listen to Shooting Lights Out here. A lot of ways to stay in touch with us and interact with us.
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting episode. Episode to a point where there's going to be a conversation that me and Mr. Johnson thought we'll never have on this program.
And I know out there, you faithful Shooting Lights Out fandom, I know you're asking right now, what is the question of the episode?
Sometimes the WNBA take you on a roller coaster ride more than the NBA does.
Name one. Yeah, you're right.
Just, oh my gosh, I just don't know these days. The WNBA, man.
Yeah, they something else.
It's just different.
Yeah.
It is just different.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if you notice, Mr. Johnson, I added our tagline to our graphic in the background.
Yes, I did notice that. Shooting Lights Out, your weekly deep shot into hoops culture. Yes, I did notice that.
You got to make sure we don't forget that.
Mm-hmm. I did notice that. It's wonderful. I just want to shout out to you, Dre. Glad that you're here, brother. You know, if we're going to chop up WNBA stuff, we got to have you in the building.
Okay. Hold on. Something's going on with my screen. I guess it took a while for it to finally start to act crazy on me, because it's been mostly you, but now it's my turn.
Yeah.
Take over for me.
All right. Well, on the show, we're going to touch, of course, on the game of this week, which would be, of course, the Lynx and the Fever. Ended up actually being a really good contest. And we're going to touch more on that. We're going to also talk about, how can I say this? Well, heck, I'll just mention this off the rip. Has Kyrie Irving been vindicated since Stephen A. Smith wanted to go ham on Kyrie, quote, being irresponsible, close quote, in his stance on not taking the vaccine? And in light of things that's happening in D.C., it looks as though Stephen A. Smith owed Kyrie an apology. Last week he did so. Interesting times we are having right now. And returning to Shootings Like So, Mr. Darnell Playmakerz.
All right. I hope I got what I need fixed. All right, Mr. Johnson. One of our favorite brothers is in the chat.
Yes. I actually shouted them out when you were having your technical difficulties, but I'll do it again. Double salutes to you, one Mr. Dre of Sportswear with Dre Day podcast. Of course, whenever you want to hear anything WNBA, for an exception of a few voices, this is the man to go to, because this man knows that league backwards and forwards. I would say he knows the WNBA like Playmaker knows the NBA, like I know the NFL. You know, Dre knows WNBA backwards, forwards, up and down.
If you are watching, and if you're be so kind to join us in the chat, because it's going to be an interesting episode. So let's go ahead and get right into it. And what's the first order of business?
Well, the first order of business normally would be the question of the episode, but since there ain't one, we'll go to the next one.
But there is one. Just hasn't made it to the chat yet.
Okay. Well, the next order of business would be around the hardwood. Now, we're going to touch a lot on the WNBA, but we do have some NBA stuff and some NCAA stuff to touch on as well. We'll begin by Victor Wembanyama. Two things happen to him. He gets a signature shoe, as Nike will develop Victor's first signature shoe, and it solidifies Wemby as one of Nike's global superstars.
Did you look at the graphic?
I did.
So I need you to go in order.
I am going in order.
No, you're not, because that's not number one.
I know. I know it's not number one, but
that is not.
I know it's not number one. I know it's not number one, but I'm going in order.
No, you're not going in order. You got to go to number one first. There's a reason for it.
Okay. Mass extend Najee Marshall. Then we get to the Big Ten and the SEC. They backed the college sports bill. The big time power conferences, they announced that, the Protect College Sports Act actually might have some legs. and it might have some meaning. The bill aims to provide antitrust protections and preserve the student athlete model. Now, for the pissant Maverick, they lock up a key rotation piece, but he should rotate out of Dallas after his breakout season. After giving you a colossal, wonderful all-star performance of 11 points, 4 boards, and 2 dams. They signed him. They have money to trick out like it's dough, like it's a hole on a pole. 3 years, $52 million. I love Dallas.
What's the problem? What's the problem? He was a good player for them last year. He earned it.
11 points, 4 boards, and 2 dams. And this dude's gonna be having 17 plus mil a year. Maybe the NASA's Antetokounmpo does have it right. It should be maybe I should be the towel boy, the Gatorade boy for a superstar, and I get paid a whole bunch of money.
Hey.
Najee Marshall. This is news, really. Lord have mercy.
I mean, I gave you 2 articles, which was the other 2.
I know. I touched on 2 of them. The first one being, of course, the signature shoe from Victor Wembanyama. Terms of the deal, though, were not available for that, but it was described as, quote, long-term, close quote. Wembanyama's original Nike deal was set to expire in about a couple of months, and the new pact comes on the heels of him signing his 5-year, $250 million maximum rookie scale contract extension with the Spurs. The 22-year-old became eligible to negotiate the extension with the Spurs the day after they were eliminated in 5 games in the NBA Finals to the New York Knicks. Now, Wembanyama also endorses Louis Vuitton. For those who don't know, that's the luxury brand that is based out in Paris. And he has served since 2024 as the French luxury fashion ambassador. Now, the youngest player to win NBA Defensive Player of the Year and the first to seize the honor unanimously, he led the league in blocks last season, earning recognition as an all-NBA first-teamer during a campaign in which he also made his second All-Star team and first as a starter. Wembanyama also became the 6th player in Spurs franchise history to be named an All-Star starter, joining George Gervin, Alvin Robertson, David Robinson, Tim Duncan, and Kawhi Leonard. His stats last year was 25 points, 11 and a half boards or 12 boards, and 3 assists in 64 games. That would be at least 10. Yeah. There'll be at least 10 more than LeBron will play. Now, your thoughts on?
Hey, why you got to take a shot at LeBron? He ain't even part of the show. He ain't even part of the show, man. Like, come on, man.
I saw how many games he played last year. I was like, oh, that I have to go there.
No, you don't. You don't have to do the stuff that you do.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
This is a bisexual clean show. So I need you to stop. Because it sounds like you're trying to attract them.
I did not mention brownsexuals. You did just now.
But you don't want to keep bringing up LeBron when LeBron is nowhere near the show.
Now, brownsexuals, turn away from the show and start stroking. Now, your thoughts, sir, on Victor Wembanyama getting a big boy shoe contract deal?
Is it me or does it seem very easy to get shoe deals nowadays?
Yeah, you can sneeze and get some if you are a star. I won't even say a superstar. And to think, 40 years ago, when Jordan got his big time Nike deal, it was so landmark and people's jaws dropped because other NBA players had deals, but the deal that Jordan had, you just knew it's like, oh wow, this is otherworldly. This is not like Magic John. This is not like the Magic Johnson, the Larry Bird, the Dr. J deals, or the Wilt Chamberlains or the Clyde Frazier deals. It's not even that. It is. You can't even say next level. It is top tier. And you're starting to see players like Wembanyama, who he's not even at that zenith of summit yet, get these types of wealth altering deals. And it blows my mind. But and I would have to say, and sorry, sir, it goes back to LeBron when he got his deal and he did not dribble a basketball on an NBA court.
Okay, that's fair. I'll let you have that one.
And that isn't slander. That's just fact. And that's just truth. And now it's as if these players get these deals on potential. They don't get it off of, you've actually shown a couple of years. This is not to Wembanyama. But you see these players, they don't even have tape in the NBA and they get these deals. And it's remarkable how there's so many of them. But in the case of Victor, that isn't. I mean, he does have some tape. He had a really good season. In fact, he was an MVP candidate this past season. So, yeah, he's warranted this signature shoe deal. He is. But unfortunately, to your point, this seems like an anomaly, and it should not be.
I'm just saying, it's like easy to get shoe deals nowadays. All of a sudden, It's very easy to do. Very, very easy to do. Now, why I'm not surprised that the Big Ten and the SEC decided to say, "Hey, we bet the college bill." Go ahead.
Yes. So let's go to the college ranks and the big boys of college sports, which has been the Big Ten and the SEC the last few years. They agreed this past Friday night to support a Senate bill which seeks to regulate college sports, ending a breakneck week of negotiations and pulling the bipartisan measure out of what looked like a certain death spiral. I'm sorry, Playmaker, give me just a moment. You elephants and jackasses can agree to something. Do that across the board. We now returning to your regularly scheduled programming already in progress. School presidents from both conferences voted to back the bill after receiving last-minute concessions over language regarding third-party name, image, and likeness deals and the so-called, quote, associated entities, close quote, that often brokered these arrangements between players and schools. More details need to be ironed, but the bill still has a chance to earn the minimum 60 votes it needs to halt the debate and head to an up or down vote before the Senate heads for the summer break next Friday. Not the 7th, the 14th. The summer recess is increasingly looking like an intractable deadline for the Protect College Sports Act, a bipartisan effort headed by Senators Maria Cantwell, a Democrat from Washington, and Senator Raphael Edward Cruz. I ain't calling him Ted. Republican from the
New
wonderful
Jersey?
state of Texas.
Oh,
I'm sorry? Yes.
Cruz, Texas.
Yes.
Oh, that's why you said it was some infants. Now it makes sense now.
This okay.
I didn't need you to go on your soapbox. I'm
gonna jump on it. I'm gonna jump all on it. This is the same Negro that when Texas froze and had nothing electronically in the winter 5 years ago, he took his wife, his two daughters, and his dog to Cancun.
Ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize for opening up the soapbox. That was not my intention. So I do apologize.
And that's just one of the aspects that I could go on about Raphael Edward Cruz. But I digress. after the conferences, which had balked at large sections of the bill, put out a short release announcing that they support the act, quote, as currently drafted, close quote. Raphael Edward put out a short statement on social media thanking the leagues, kissing Donald Trump's and saying, quote, let's save college sports, close quote. Save your tongue from licking that nasty butt of Trump's. No, I'm sorry.
Can you start with the soapbox on politics for a moment, man? We already got a whole politic discussion coming up.
Can't wait. Okay, fine.
This ain't supposed to be a political show, but geez, you're taking it to the end. God dog.
Cantwell said, quote, good. Now progress can be made in protecting women and Olympic athletes and moving the legislation closer to the president's desk. Close quote. No, honey, it's not. I'm sorry. And speaking of brown dumper, Trump, who also has been seeking fixes for an industry that now pays his players millions, and he can get millions off of it. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
When did he become brown dumper? That's orange head.
He's orange head and brown dumper. That dude just craps with that dude craps on command. Mr. Depends diaper wearing fool got involved late Thursday, which helped push the parties back to the negotiating table. There's this reel where in Senator Grant's funeral, he led forth a fart, and the dude behind him had this look. Brown dumper. The Texas Tech Regent, Cody Campbell, who has recently played a big role in shaping this policy, he called the SEC and Big Ten support, quote, a major breakthrough that moves us closer to a Senate vote and a better future, close quote, for college sports. All right. All joking and soapbox leaping into aside, your thoughts on the Big Ten and the Big Ten and the SEC saying, yeah, there's teeth to this, and I think we need this for college sports.
Duh.
I could not have said it better.
I mean, the Big 12 and ACC, what's taking y'all two so freaking long?
Well, you know why it's taking them long. You already
come on, man. For real. Let's be for real. If the four-letter institution, and yes, I kind of stole that from Snowman, even though it's not about that. He used it for another company. But the four-letter institution is the reason why all this is happening. To the point where something got to be done, and the government said, we got you covered. Here's what we see. Here's the draft. Not only did they make the draft, they listened to those who were part. Nick Saban and I believe Kurt Hershey was a part of it too, and other people inside the college ranks in sports came together with the government, and they drafted this. This is a no-brainer.
You said that with your whole chest.
So they wasting time for no reason.
Well, you already know why the ACC and the Big 12 hadn't said anything. They're playing follow the leader. So, I mean, you know, just from this right chill that college sports doesn't move unless the SEC and the Big 10 dictate it. That right there. If you want to know, there really isn't a big four. There's not really a power four. It's basically a power two. And how can I put this in nice terms? There's a power two, and then there's a submissive two.
So power two, submissive two, and group of six.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, group of six.
Oh yeah, and
the
by
power
the way,
two.
you can't longer call them the Pac 2 no more. They
I
have
know
more
they
teams
actually
now.
are the Pac. They actually are the Pac-12 again. Yes, I know. I'll say Pac-12, lowercase p, lowercase a, lowercase c. That's how we're gonna do that.
I mean, what? ACC Big 12, go ahead, get on board. Let's get this to the Senate so they can do their thing, and Orange Head can sign off on it. Because Orange Head ain't gonna deny it. He the one that can't. He the one that started the whole train.
He's waiting. He has the Sharpie pen in his hand, waiting to put that chicken scratch of a signature on it.
So let's just get this over with. So they can do what they actually says: save college sports. Even though they ain't saving nothing else outside of sports. But that's another topic for another day on a different show.
It's about time.
That does not include me.
It's about time. Yes. Now you feel it. That's what I'm talking about.
I did feel it. I just never said it.
I know. Well, the news broke hours after the NCAA lost a pair of key court cases involving its new rule that would give most Division I athletes 5 years to complete 5 seasons of eligibility. So, of course, you're having that. And on the heels of that, you're having this. So, hopefully, things will go well.
I forgot I had this in here.
And and now from the NBA and the NCAA, now we turn almost all of our attention to the WNBA starting now. And we'll focus our attention right now on Paige Beckers and Angel Reese. Both of these players will
talk about trade first. Trade first. The trade deadline was yesterday, sir. Yeah, the massive trade deadline took place.
I'm sorry. Yes, there was a trade deadline that took place. It expired yesterday. And one of the biggest news that happened early yesterday morning, Kelsey Plum, she no longer is a Spark. The Spark is gone. And now she's a Mercury. The Sparks traded Plum. And she brings that championship experience and the scoring punch to the Mercury backcourt. I'll get to Miss Morrow in a sec. No discipline for Paige Beckers and Angel Reese. We will touch on that now. Now, they won't face any punishment after a since deleted social media post which showed the two of them discussing a friendly wager prior to their team's matchup on Wednesday. The WNBA acknowledged on Thursday that the post from the league's X account, quote, missed the mark, close quote. Really? What made you think it missed the mark? WNBA spokesperson went to say, quote, while the social media post was intended to be lighthearted, WNBA players are well aware of the league's policies prohibiting betting on WNBA games and receive training every year reinforcing those policies. We recognized that the post missed the mark, removed it shortly afterwards, and addressed the matter internally. We will also use this as an opportunity to reemphasize with the players involved that the conversations about wagering on WNBA games, even when intended as a joke, can have negative consequences. Close quote.
Normally he would ask me first, but instead, I'm gonna let Mr. Johnson go first.
You ain't stressed it hard enough. I'll put it like that. You didn't stress this hard enough. You thought, year number 30, this isn't something that we actually need to talk all the time about. No. And the players, they don't need to. I mean, they already understand how gambling is a bad thing in terms of betting on games. They've seen the NFL have issues with it. They've seen the NCAA have issues with it. They have seen Major League Baseball at times have issues with betting, with gambling, with involving Vegas in things involving sports. Heck, I mean, they should know how difficult it is because we now have a Las Vegas professional team in the league. And so we have to be above board about all this stuff. You blockheads should not take it lightly. Now, I could jump on Beckers and Reese, but I'm not going to, simply because that is not their fault. They're talking trash. I get it. They're athletes, and athletes are supposed to back their play. They're supposed to back the teams that they support. So Becker should say, my Wings are going to win it. And Reese should say, no, my Dream is going to win it. They should have that type of support about their team and have their team's backs the way they do. But for the WNBA to just simply allow this monstrosity to take place, and then you say, well, we talk about this all the time. That's a lie. Because if you did, these two women would not have posted that. So go back to the drawing board, or better yet, why don't you go to where Kathy Engelbert is? Because I'm sure she still needs help on shooting shots out of bunkers while avoiding interviews. Your thoughts, sir? I'm through with this crap.
I'm gonna ask you a question. A simple yes or no question. Despite what you just said, did Paige Beckers and Angel Reese cross the line?
Yeah, of course they crossed the line.
So I have to tell Paige Beckers and Angel Reese, y'all are in the wrong. Y'all knew better. And you did it on social media. Which is even more wrong.
Or do they? I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying, or do they? Because is this something that the league actually underground support? They shouldn't, but do they? Is it a culture that they actually do have?
It is a sports culture. It's not a league. It's a sports culture. Because guess what all these leagues have in common? DraftKings. And what is DraftKings, Mr. Johnson?
DraftKings is a betting company. A legal betting company at that. That's why I said I don't really fault them as much as I fault the league, because they should be hammering this point home to them. We can't even come close to making funny or lighthearted comments about betting, because some of the money that we're getting is from these betting houses. And we have a team in Las Vegas. So we can't list us. We can't. That's why I say I fault the league more than I fault the players.
Now, there's rightfully there is some pushback to this. But I think it's interesting how this one goes, because in the case of Pete Rose, he actually gambled with a betting company, right?
Oh, he gambled on his own team.
You brought up the one league you didn't brought up. I'm surprised you didn't bring them up. But on the NBA, Terry Rozier, Chauncey Billups.
The reason why I didn't bring them up is because it makes me ill when I think of both of them.
They was betting. They was betting on the league in outside confines, right?
Well, yeah, and one of them. No. Rozier actually was betting. He said, "Look, check this out. I'm gonna be out of this game at some point. So bet on that. I mean, he was doing crap like that. Meanwhile, Mr. Phillips was playing poker with mobsters.
And then in the college ranks, point shaving. See, the difference is, even though it's still centered around betting, Angel Reese and Paige Beckers wasn't doing that. They was betting each other.
Right.
We win or you win. Plain and simple. Mm-hmm. So that's maybe where the WNBA was like, we gonna be a little lenient here. Because it wasn't like they was screwing up the game. Like the other examples that we mentioned earlier. Throwing games on purpose. That's not what they was doing here. So that's part of what the league was like, yeah, but they wasn't throwing games.
They weren't influenced. They weren't throwing games. They weren't influencing them either. Right.
So I get it. You can go at the league, but at the same time, I can say the league part of them like, okay, they're not influencing the game. They just saying, if my team wins, you pay up. If your team wins, I pay up.
Yeah, and I'm sure Beckers and Reese got from the NBA, WNBA and the NBA for it. I'm sure of it. And that's all they needed to get, a slap on the wrist. But what pisses me off is the statement from the WNBA offices saying, well, we talk about this all the time. We stress this to the players.
Let me stop you.
If that's
right
the case,
there.
this would not happen.
Let me stop you right there. You said WNBA office. I don't want to hear that. There's only one name that I need to hear. Until that name is spoken, I don't care what the WNBA office has to say.
That's why I said WNBA offices, because you ain't gonna hear Nathan from Kathy Engelbert.
And that's the issue of all issues inside the WNBA. That woman there named Kathy Engelbert is afraid to step to a microphone.
Yeah, she allergic to mics.
Actually, she might not be afraid to step to the microphone. She just probably don't give a crap. I got to keep it PG.
She allergic to mics. She allergic to mics. She allergic to cameras. And look, she might not care. But she get paid millions of dollars a year to care, and she better. Or she won't have a job after this year, which all signs are pointing to the fact that we're going to see Miss Engelbert for the last year as commissioner of the WNBA.
And unfortunately for this gentleman in here, we disagree with you, sir.
Snowman of Snowman Multimedia. You can catch Snowman in the morning every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern on the Snowman Multimedia YouTube channel. He says, heck yes, they crossed the line. Paige and Angel should be kicked out the league right now. No, they didn't cross the line. What they did was amateurish. What they did was sophomoric. But no, they didn't cross the line. They didn't say, all right, I bet that the Dream is going to lose by 20.
Or they didn't do they got
that's an example of crossing the line betting.
No, cross the line is they got me going for 18 points tonight. Put me down for the young man.
That's another point shaving. That's another. So then that is cross. Those are examples of crossing the line. The fact that they's like, look, if we win, I'll break you. If we win, you break me off this. If we lose, I'll break you off this. It's the crap that you normally see on blacktops. Now, does it make it right? Of course not. Of course, it doesn't make it right. But does it affect the outcome of the game? Not really. Now, if they went, like you said, if they went with point shaving, or if they said, I'm gonna play this many minutes, or they say, my team like the Black Sox of 1919. We are going to throw money at this and lose, then that's problematic.
Oh, and Victor, our boy Victor got in on the fun too.
VLock83, Victor Lock, or as we all like to call him, Vicalock. He says, cheese, and she's referring to Kathy Engelbert, is still in the sand trap. Snowman says, yeah, you guys are right. Laugh out loud. I was just having fun with an opinion. And the thing is, I can't say, oh man, that, and I know, and he knows that we're not this type. I know that you can get on the program, say something similar like that, and the person on the camera would say, man, you don't know basketball. What's wrong with you, man? Get that whack take out of here. No, that actually probably was a thought within the WNBA offices of, should we actually have them sit? So I can't say you're all the way wrong. It's just, but you know where we were going about that anyway. But is gambling of any sort in terms of a sport wrong? Definitely. There's no question about that. It's just, to me, I think that there might be a subculture that promotes that. And that I think can be a problematic thing. Yes. I hope not, but it can be.
Since you want to touch on a certain trade later on.
Well, later on, we will be touching on Sophie Cunningham and her wonderful comments about transgender athletes and all of that. We will touch on that debate later. Now, as for the future, Houston Comet, she ain't gonna be a Comet. Anissa Morrow, she got traded from the Sun to the Tempo. The Kinetic Sun traded Anissa Morrow to the Tempo, and she will be adding that rebounding touch that the Tempo needs. She's also a good rim protector, and she brings an enthusiasm that the front court might need for Toronto.
How do you feel about that? Because Anissa Morrow was one of them that we enjoyed watching when she was at LSU. We ain't get to see much because obviously what team she was with at the moment in time.
As a fan of the team, I hate it because I think if a team wants to really contend, they must have a rim protector. They must have a Windex man, or in this case, Windex woman. That just take boards off the glass, so it can actually help the front court. Help the back court to do what they do easier, and to do and to get into what they do faster. So it looks like to me, the Sun are straight up doing a straight up fire sale, and it looks like the Houston Comets starting next year is going to be building straight from scratch. Yeah.
Pretty much.
But that would have been good to have coming in the next year. Morrow would have been a great addition. Yeah, and I enjoyed her at LSU too. Yeah.
So that will conclude Around the Hardwood. I did not expect that to be that long, but things happen with technical difficulties. So, executive decision, and we're going to take our first break here, and then when we come back, it's going to be a very interesting discussion we're going to have.
Success starts with the right setup. Whether you're working, creating, gaming, or building your next big idea, Odin Lakes helps you create a workspace designed for comfort and productivity. From ergonomic chairs to modern office solutions, Odin Lake is built for the grind. Work smarter, create better. Discover Odin Lake today through the Playmakerz Network.
Poppy J.
You got the option to cry for the government. You got the option to protest. You got the option to keep buying, but this is also an option.
Wise El Jefe.
We're the first tech geeks. We're the first gamers. We're the first everything. Everything. Like Gen X's, we are the ones.
BS3 Network proudly presents the crew from the New York boroughs who never wants that smoke. Nah, they want that fire. Poppy J and Wise El Jefe. Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
Big game today? Don't spend it in the kitchen. CookUnity delivers fresh, chef-crafted meals straight to your door so you can spend less time cooking and more time enjoying the action. Whether it's football season, basketball season, or fight night, CookUnity has you covered. Fill your day with CookUnity. Get started today through the Playmakerz Network.
And welcome back to Turning the Lights Out, ladies and gentlemen. As you saw, yes, CookUnity, Mr. Johnson.
CookUnity. All right. Well, if you do that, if you go to CookUnity, get you a 50% off deal for this week, for the first week, and make your first week and every week wonderful with CookUnity, which is a partner of Shooting Lights Out.
Yeah, now that we're back, before we get into our lovely, unexpected discussion, it is very unexpected.
Snowman, he says, welcome to Shooting Lights Out. We don't throw shoes. Well, actually, that's a lie.
Snowman, you better start making jokes because our taglines are at the top on the background behind us now.
Oh, and Victor follows it up by saying, good afternoon, gents. Put your hands together and keep your shoes on your feet for Codename the Playmaker and the EP of our EPs, Cole Johnson.
These two here. These two here.
And Snowman says, and also, dear Boston Celtics, you have risked, yeeted away, blown up, and sunk your entire future.
I got this part. For Paul George.
Well, I mean, so they believe in Jason Tatum, and they had to get rid of Kiwi Head after saying that he had the best season of his life this year versus the year they won the NBA championship 2 years ago. And he says, Soulman says, and greetings to the hardest working team in sports content and creation, the Playmaker, Darnell Solins, and the EP of our EPs, the legendary Cole Johnson. Smash the like button on the way in. Give the fellas a donation to help them grow. And check out the replay on the Snowman Sports Network at 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time tonight.
And Victor, I didn't ignore it. I need to find the right time for it.
And Victor says, Playmaker made sure to ignore my first comment. LOL.
I ain't know it. It didn't fit in the conversation we was having. I had to find the right time to put it in there. It didn't fit the conversation. Like a conversation that I don't think Snowman, Victor, Dre, myself, nor Corey Johnson, or anybody that's a faithful listener to the Playmakers Network or Student Lights Out ever thought that the two of us would be having this discussion.
And that would be Sophie Cunningham of the Indiana Fever having some wonderfully fiery comments about transgender athletes in sports. For the past, Miss Cunningham has made headlines across the country after speaking out against transgender athletes on competing in women's sports. Now, her stance has instantly become one of the biggest and most high profile stories in all the sports at the moment. Now, while she insists it's not a distraction and has indicated that she has no plans to stop speaking out, it doesn't sound like her coach, Stephanie White, necessarily agrees. Now, she expressed, quote, frustration, close quote, and concern that the whole ordeal could be a distraction for the team as the FIFA tried to focus on basketball matters. Now, the controversy began back in July when Cunningham publicly shared her controversial stance on transgender athletes. During an interview for for an ESPN profile, Cunningham was asked about her political beliefs, including the quote MAGA Barbie close quote nickname that has followed her in recent months. In a response, the Fever guard addressed the issue of transgender athletes competing in women's sports, telling ESPN, quote, I got a lot of negative feedback about me hating trans. And I'm like, I never once said that. I think that I am here to extend love, but I also think that with love is truth, being honest. And I want to protect young girls in a locker room or young girls in a sport who shouldn't have to go against biological men. Close quote. Now, a few days later, she doubled down on those comments, saying that it was, well, this is what she said, quote, I said what I said. Pause quote. Go ahead, Nene Leaks. I know you had that in you, girl. Okay, back on quote. I think it's kind of common sense. And I think I'll always believe in that. I think it's really important to protect children, and that's little girls who are also involved in that category. I stand on what I said. Close.
All right. Here we go. You want to know a question of the day?
All right. So the question of this episode is the following. Where do you stand on the national debate sparked by Sophie Cunningham's comments on transgender athletes and women's sports? If you're watching on YouTube, you can comment below this wonderful, beautiful video. And if you haven't done it already, as our wonderful friend Snowman actually said, like this video, share this video, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already.
All right. Now, some things that took place after this comments.
Yes, because the players were not silent.
So
now,
she said what she said. She said what she said. Mm-hmm. We already went through that. Mm-hmm. Then you have the league who hasn't said nothing. Shocking.
What a shock.
Very shocking.
Wow, I'm blown away.
The league has said nothing. Did nothing. Very surprising. Great job. Great job.
Sad.
But you do have rallies now at the games that the Indiana Fever are taking place. Seattle, Minnesota. But if I know my co-host, I think he wants to focus on the Seattle part that happened first. I mean, something interesting happened in Seattle too.
Well, you know, I don't know. I just, Hmm.
While my co-host got
thinking
it,
about
while my
uh,
co-host got his thoughts,
and-
let me do this. As you go down to the big picture, worldwide spread national debate on fairness, exclusion in women's sports. Seattle Storm co-owner fined and suspended after confrontation with fans holding signs supporting Cunningham.
Mm-mm-mm. Yeah.
What happened? How this happened? Well, support rallies held outside FIBA road games. Counter protesters also took place. Cunningham booed by portions of the crowd and became one of the biggest WNBA off-court stories of the week.
Hmm.
Now, we did have a coach and a player didn't say words, but displayed. On the left is Shara Reeves on the shirt that she wore in yesterday's game, which we will get into a little later on. Trans kids belong. And on the right, you have Steffi Dawson, the big girl from the Seattle Storm. Trans rights are human rights. All right, Mr. Johnson, you are allowed to speak your piece.
Hmm. Look, I get how we have individuals who want to stand one side against the other. Um, and I fully understand why this is an issue. Reason why I do is because, well, it is a concern and has been for years when you've had those who were born biologically male come into a woman's arena and shatter whatever marks they may have, whatever records that may have been set. And it makes you question if girls or women can compete in these in athletics. So I get that side. I get the other side too, from the standpoint of, well, if these people if these people identify as a female, then they should be female. I actually believe that you have these individuals that before I get to the issue, I'm going to get to basically the surface level part of it, which I think covers a multitude of layers and levels. I get that there's some of you who want to say, well, because this person is against what I believe, I'm going to rally for this point just to thumb it up that other side's nose. So, politically speaking, people who are against transgender athletes are considered Republican. People who are for transgender athletes are considered Democrat. And you have that, I would say underlayer, but it's overlayer. You have that.
I'm sorry, but does everything got to be Republican or Democrat in this freaking nation?
Unfortunately, in today's times, yes. And I'm only addressing it from that. I know. And that's why I'm addressing it. I'm only addressing it from that standpoint because I think you just have people who are like, I'm representing the elephant. The jackass needs to go. Or I'm representing the jackass and bump the elephant. And the issue doesn't matter. That's the problem about that I see with this. And let's also not sugarcoat the following too. There were rallies in Seattle, rallies in Minneapolis as well, and the states of Washington and Minnesota are rather liberal. the state of Indiana is rather conservative. So, yes, all of this plays into all of this talk. But the problem is we don't get to the issue because we're all about flexing political muscle. So that's why this type of show exists. Let's get to the issue. Do I think a man, or do I think a person who's born biologically male should compete in a woman's arena? No. I don't think he, or if he identifies as she, should. Now, does that mean that I think that they're less than human? Does it mean that they have no place to be on this earth? Does it mean that I'm saying that they should just simply just curl up in a corner and die? No. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if you are born a female, participate in female stuff. If you're born a male, participate in male stuff. I don't think it is that hard, but for some reason we want to make this simple issue massively complicated. It is proof and scientifically evident that if Playmaker or myself, heck, even Brian or Victor, if we were to say, you know, identify any of us, I identify as female, we go onto a WNBA court, even though we probably would be blown out of our minds because the skill set that we have doesn't compare to theirs, there's some inherent advantages that men have that women don't. Physical strength is one of them. Most males are stronger than most females. And that is an inherent disadvantage to women in sports. So, again, I don't think you should have a person who was born a male compete in a woman's arena. But again, that does not mean that I'm saying that we should just simply take any person who is a transgender female or transgender woman out to the gallows and shoot them. They are human just like we all are. But, and I think Playmaker understands where I'm about to go with this. However you want to think is how you want to think, but it's like what Joshua said. Choose this day whom you will serve, but as for me and my house, ...
So I have the definition of the word transgender. And it says the following: of, relating to, or being a person whose gender identity differs from the sex the person was identified as having at birth. You was born one way, but you identify yourself as the other.
Mm-hmm.
Transgender. Now,
right.
What was the quote that Sophie Cunningham said? Quote, I think biological males shouldn't be allowed to compete in women's sports. Close quote. Did I miss a hidden agenda in that quote that I didn't know?
No, you didn't miss a hidden agenda, but that's the first half of what I was stating. That's what I was addressing.
So what is the controversy? So I did a lot of research yesterday and today, sir. I did some research.
Okay, so enlighten me. What is the controversy?
So here's the thing. People respond to controversies differently.
Not lying on that.
People that are supportive of Sophie Cunningham They are defending the point that she says competitive fairness, which is true. Because if I was to go play in the WNBA, that would be problematic for the females, correct?
Yeah, like I said, they could probably um execute and destroy us with skill, but we can counter with straight brute force. And for the most part, with most of them, because there's some that could get with us, for the most part, we could outmuscle most WNBA players. And that's not and that is not saying we're better than women are. No. No. There's certain things that we can do that they can't. There's certain things they can do that we can't. It's just that simple.
Another argument for supporting Sophie Cunningham is biological differences can remain relevant in certain sports even after hormone therapy.
100. For example, you can have a person who says I identify as female and they still have a penis in between their legs.
Meaning they're actually a man.
Yeah.
Do y'all recall the movie Geronimo Man?
Yep. Shout out to Miguel Nunez. I'm sorry.
I mean, good movie. Very good movie. But you can tell he was superior from all the other women in the game.
Yeah.
So he had to force himself to not play his game to fit in.
Right.
Until that he had that breakaway and he dunked the ball.
Yeah.
And then the truth came out.
Mm-hmm.
Go back and watch the movie. Very interesting movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then another point for supporters from Sophie Cunningham. Female athletes deserve protection in competition. True.
100. 100.
Now,
they do.
as always, there's always an opposite side to anything.
Of course.
The critics their points are her comments exclude transgender athletes. I'm gonna put a pin on that one right there. They contribute to a climate where transgender people feel unwelcome. Eligibility decisions should be based on league policy, medical guidelines, rather than public opinion. Now, I'm about to ask a question, and the question can go a lot of different ways because I know how people think these days now. But one, if you're a male, why are you trying to be a female?
And vice versa.
There can go a lot of different answers right there. But if I'm going to talk strictly basketball right now, why is you trying to play women's basketball when you're a man?
I got an answer. Oh, I got an answer.
If you're a man and you will know you're a man, why is you trying to play women's basketball?
Oh, I got an answer.
Go ahead.
It's because you whack playing with men. And you think you can have some sort of glory by dominating a woman's game.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put this out here. I probably shouldn't, but I'm gonna put this out here.
Gather that thought for just a quick second. It's like that swimmer, doggone it, I forgot his name, but it's that example there. Dude was coming in last in meets with men, but he goes over to women and he was breaking women's records. That type of stuff. Sorry about that. Go ahead, sir.
Before I do that, Let me go here first.
Let's see. See, Ras. Sorry, I'm going to butcher your name. Don't want to do that. Ras Mike Yak Yazarian. Yes, Mike Yazarian. Sorry, oh God, I can't even think. I can't even read correctly. So, apologies for butchering your name. He says, I vote for Sophie. And I don't blame him for saying that. I don't blame one iota for saying that.
Thank you for tuning in
and thank you for commenting.
And commenting. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Yeah, appreciate you watching and commenting. Definitely. Apologies for the butchering of your name, though.
If somebody was to ask me what's my religion, I would say Christianity.
And I would say the same.
And he was like, what's your thoughts on this? As a Christian, it's very, very simple. We like to say God don't make mistakes, right?
And he doesn't. That's correct.
So he made you a male.
That is 100% correct.
Why are you trying to be a female? He made you a female. Why are you trying to be a male?
And that concludes Shooting Lights Out because my partner just dropped the mic. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you're gonna come to me and you say you're a Christian, let's get one thing straight. God don't make mistakes.
Male and female.
God don't make mistakes, right?
Mm-hmm.
He made you a male.
Don't make mistakes.
Well, why is you trying to be a female?
For a reason. Yeah.
He made you a female.
Made you a male for a reason. Yeah.
Why is you trying to be a male? Like,
what? I'll make this even simpler. Why you want to play God?
are we gonna keep it?
I'll make it even simpler. I'll make it even simpler. Why do you want to play God?
As a matter of fact, I even think that's the same case in all the other religions. Why is you trying to be the opposite? You was made that way for a reason.
Oh, I know Islam believes similar. Yeah.
Now, the thing with Coach Reeves and Balsall, I can agree with you. I can agree with these two because guess what? They're still people. I'm not going to hate them. I'm not going to discredit them. I'm not going to shame them or whatnot.
Yeah, it would be, and since we're Christian, it'd be wrong of us to do that anyway.
At the end of the day, you're still a person who's living life.
Right.
But if you ask for my honest opinion, why are you trying to be the opposite sex when you was made one way? Now, I know it's a different reasons. Things could have happened in childhood that you don't want to talk about that made you go a different way.
And for the most part, it's probably that.
That's the case. I'm not coming at you. But you have to understand, you chose to go to another way. That's going to limit you of what you can do. Remember, every, and I do mean every, choice we make has a consequence behind it.
Yeah. Every decision we make has consequences attached to it. Yeah.
So, if you ain't feel like being a man, you want to go to a woman, that's your choice. But understand, it's going to be a problem if you're trying to be an athlete too. Because the two don't make sense. Because you're going into a sport where one, you got the competitive advantage over everybody in that sport, or two, you're trying to be something that you cannot be because you're not physically gifted to be that.
Yeah. So since you desire and hunger to be the next Asia Wilson, you don't want to be number 15 on the NBA bench. That's sad. That right there is sad.
Oh, you can flip it and be like, I want to know what it feels like to compete with the men. And then you realize this is not the way you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I have no issue with Sophie. With Sophie, matter of fact, I agree with Sophie.
I'm 100% agree with her. I have
If
no issue
you
with
were
Sophie.
born and confirmed as a male, you should not. You should
You
not compete
have
in women's sports.
no business playing a woman's sport. No. Yeah, exactly. You were born a male. You have no business playing a woman's sport.
Look at the quote. I think the biological male shouldn't be allowed to compete in women's sport.
There isn't a single syllable. Forget word. There isn't a single syllable I disagree with that quote. Not a one. Not a one. Not a one. I agree with all of that.
Let me put it in terms of how my co-host would put it. If you was born with a magic stick, you don't play women's sport.
That's right. If you're born with a magic stick, you can't play where juice boxes reign supreme. No. Mm-mm. No.
This shouldn't have been a controversy. This shouldn't have been a national debate. This shouldn't be rallies.
But in the climate that exists today, political and social, topics like this become controversial. And it's actually a damning indictment against today's society. That this engenders hatred for her. Because it shouldn't. This should be open and shut. You're right. A man or a male should not have any business being in a woman's sport. Unless he's coaching them. Playing, he has no business being on the same court as a woman. Zero. And I can't see this to be, I can't see this to be an issue or a problem or a debate. I actually laugh at the fact that this is a debate or a controversy. But it just goes to show, if you claim, like I do, boldly, because I will take it even a step further. God doesn't make mistakes, and God only created you two genders, male and female. That's right, I said it. Only two genders. And I don't give two craps if you say that I'm homophobic. I know I'm not. Two genders. And last I checked, women are supposed to play in the WNBA. The men are supposed to play in the NBA. Where is the controversy? Where is the problem?
What does that W stand for?
W stands for WOMEN, women. Or women's.
Women's National Basketball Association.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
Now I know there's some of you out there that probably say, but look at, there's a lot of different things that can happen with the chromosomes and all that, where a woman can have more testosterone than a normal woman.
True.
If the person was born with a magic stick and not a juice box, that person should not be in women's sport.
100. And to me, that is not a debate nor controversial.
You have doctors that can tell you at birth what is what.
Yeah. If you have a penis once you get spat out of your mama's womb, no. Things that women are supposed to do, you ain't supposed to do. At least athletically. At least athletically. If you were born with a penis, you shouldn't even entertain or engage in playing anything that a girl or a woman plays athletically.
Hey, one more thing. Can y'all leave Brittany Griner alone?
Well, they're not gonna leave her alone. She filing for divorce.
Leave that woman alone. You have no idea what that woman's going through. You don't even know why she is filing for divorce anyway. All y'all seen was she filed for divorce and y'all just lost y'all goddamn minds.
Oh, so that means she wants Kevin Durant. Lord have mercy.
Like, how do y'all know Brittany Griner's a man?
Look, she's been hearing that all her life, I'm sure.
How do y'all know Brittany Griner's a man? What evidence do y'all have that she's a man?
Them fools will say, well, you hear her speak or hear him speak.
It ain't the first time I heard a woman speak like that.
Oh, yeah, I've heard women with lower voices than hers. I have. I mean,
women with mustaches and beards, which was crazy to me.
Oh, I saw that when I was 4.
And it didn't make sense, and it still don't.
No. This woman that I saw at 4, she had a thicker mustache than many men I've seen. But she was a woman, because I'd never seen a man with breasts this big.
Don't take what God created and make it complicated. He didn't make it complicated.
That's right, baby. Yes.
He didn't make it complicated whatsoever. Either you have the ability to put life in somebody, or you have the ability to birth out life.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's not that difficult, people.
Mm-mm.
No matter what you are watching, one thing stays the same. You gotta represent your team the right way. Whether it's jerseys, hats, or hoodies, what you wear is part of the experience. If you're looking to upgrade your gear or getting ready for the next game, we got you covered. Hit the link in the description and shop officials licensed gear through Fanatics. Every team, every league, every fan. Don't just watch the game, represent it.
The Big Ten.
You can say you're not impressed. You can say you're not happy. You can say all these things, but no, whatever the case may be, the Buckeyes are on top of the football world. And it's just where it is.
The SEC.
But I blame one person for this.
One person. What one person are you going to be blaming? Good. I don't give a crap.
Big 12.
That team right there, that is ranked 15, that put up 45 points.
Yes, sir.
They were picked dead last at the beginning of the season.
The ACC.
Quote, feeling the blues in Death Valley, close quote. Duke ends a 45-year drought in Clemson. You are coaching a team, son. Get with the program and worry about your program.
The CLP rankings, do away with that.
Right.
Do away with it.
Bring down the gridiron on the Playmakerz Network YouTube channel. and where you can find podcasts.
Football season is almost here. Whether you're heading to the stadium or watching from home or representing your team every day, NFL Shop has the gear fans need. Shop official jerseys, sideline apparel, hats, collectibles, and the latest merchandise from across the NFL. Get game day ready and support Ramley Talk when you shop through our NFL Shop affiliate link. NFL Shop, official merchandise, official fan gear. Horns up.
Rams fans all around the world,
It's a beautiful thing to be a Rams fan right now. Stafford's back.
lend me your ears, or should I say lend Playmaker your ears, as he breaks down week by week everything in the Los Angeles Rams canon.
Number 99, Aaron Donald. Can't wait for 2029 to come to know that you are going in the Hall of Fame, and it should be first ballot, no questions asked. NFL Underground, if number 99 says I'm coming back for one more year.
Join the Playmaker as he breaks down everything Los Angeles Rams style in Ramley Talk on the Playmakers Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts.
Hit me. Come on. Oh, we're back on air. Welcome back to Shooting Lights Out with the Playmaker. Don't know silence. I am S. Cole Johnson.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes,
what
sir.
happens Wednesday? What happens Wednesday?
Wednesday. It is, let me see if I can remember the right year. It is the 5th year premiere of Bearing Down the Gridiron. Oh man, it's gonna be awesome.
And you know what I noticed when I look? You know what I noticed when I looked at that video?
What?
We're doing the conference backwards.
Mm-hmm.
The video starts with the Big Ten, the SEC, the Big 12, and the ACC, but we starting the preview with the ACC. We going backwards. So yes, Wednesday, Bearing Down the Gridiron, season 5, the ACC preview, the All Coast Conference.
Oh, it's no longer the Atlantic. That sucks.
It is, but we going to.
I know.
It literally stretches
can't-
from coast to coast.
It's hard to say Atlantic Coast Conference when you have two teams that are out in the Bay Area that represent the league. Cool. I hope you enjoy how we're gonna break this down, my brother. Shout out to our brother Cool McCain, who is the forefront figure and the one who is knowledgeable of the ACC.
Wednesday, man, season 5. Season 5. I have done a lot of episodes on a lot of different shows.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cole Johnson just happened to tag along. So this is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize how many shows we're at. And by the way, season 5 will be episode 80, by the way. Episode 80 is this Wednesday. As far as today's episode, for those of you who are curious, today is the 196th episode of Shooting Lights Out. So Cole Johnson on August 24th.
You said this is 196th?
Mm-hmm.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
So let me see. No, the August 31st episode will be number 200.
We'll be in
August
the
30th.
month. We'll be in the month with the 200 episode.
Yeah, I'm saying August 31st episode will be 200. Yeah.
Good gracious, 200 episodes. This is what happens when basketball doesn't know when to sleep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you actually do have basketball literally all year round.
And by the way, y'all did saw the Fanatics commercial.
Yes, it is that back to school time. Now, if you sign up through Playmakerz Network, you can get 20% off on all Nike products and 25% off on all kids' gear. That's right, Fanatics, where fans can fan. They are a sponsor, a proud sponsor, and a partner, affiliate partner as well of Shooting Lights Out.
All right, now we got all the discussion talks out the way. We can actually talk some games now. So we're going heat check. No, but I haven't done one of those in a long time. Flagrant foul. Well, no, even though Coach Johnson would love to do one. Full court slam. Cole haven't had a full court slam in some time. I don't think he has one in day two either. What am I missing? Contender, pretender. Actually, no, that's actually set for college basketball around March Madness time. I kind of miss doing that as a segment, to be honest with you. That was a fun segment. What am I missing? We already did around the hardwood.
It's one that I used to love. Magic Johnson do a lot. I loved it when he did it a lot.
Let's run the fast break.
Yeah.
That this guy is shown. Let me shut up. James off the steal. James with the stop.
Rebound by Adams, his sixth. Morant blows by Primo. Attack.
And as we run the fast break, speaking of Sophie Cunningham, she was in our game of the week, Mr. Johnson.
So the game of the week, we talked about this earlier in the episode. It is the Lynx who hosted the Fever, and it ended up being a pretty good game. The Lynx, they pretty much did their thing in the second quarter. That pretty much was the game. 108-100 was the final score. Olivia Miles did her thing. 28 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, and a wonderful interview with Holly Rowe as she makes her way even more in her rookie campaign in the WNBA. On the losing end, Kelsey Mitchell boogied on Dan. 37 points of 14 of 21 shooting and 3 assists. Now, with that 28-4-6 performance by Miss Miles, and she dominated in the first half. Now, Courtney Williams chipped in with 27, 4 and 5. She dominated the second half. As now the Lynx have a 10-game winning streak on their hands. They improved to 25-6. The Fever, they were game, but they came up short. They fell to 19-11.
You know the scary part about this is, guess who's back on the court?
Nafisa Collier.
When she get her legs back on her, oh Lord.
And she looks pretty good now. So yeah, I think it's going to be quite telling see how the Lynx are going to get even stronger, and how they're going to make sure Miss Collier fits in to this train that seems to be running pretty smooth up in the Twin Cities.
Minnesota owe y'all an apology. Because I didn't know how y'all was going to look. You lost Jessica Shepard. You lost Elena Smith. You lost Natasha Hardiman. I didn't know how y'all was going to look. Yeah, I knew y'all was going to be out in the Feast of Collier for most of the first half of the season. I just didn't know how y'all look. And then you drafted Olivia Miles. And Olivia Miles said, I got y'all. By the way, those of you who want to talk Rookie of the Year, there's no Rookie of the Year conversation to have.
Is it worth having? Looks like Olivia Miles is going to run away with it.
That girl's in the MVP conversation. And y'all want to talk about Rookie of the Year.
That's what I'm saying. Rookie of the Year. Listen, she's going to run away with that.
That's a foregone conclusion right now. Unless she just have a miracle collapse or knock on wood, injury.
Yeah, hope. Yeah, Olivia. We hope you don't get injured. Well, we hope you don't get injured. Period. But we definitely hope you don't get injured this year because you've been a welcome addition to the WNBA.
Good gracious! Olivia Miles came to the league and said, "Oh, I got this. I got this." Now, she did say to her credit that Kelsey Mitchell gave her to a welcome to the league moment because she could not stop Kelsey Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
Kelsey Mitchell's at the point that she can sneeze and get you 20.
Yeah, people need to start talking about her in more glowing terms than they do.
This girl can sneeze and give you 20. That's how efficient she is. Like, this is her 12th or 11th straight game with 20 points. This girl's a 20-point machine. And by the way, Cole, I don't know if you watched the game because it was nationally televised. This was the game of the weekend. It was on ABC, and right out the gate, I saw it track me. I'm like, oh, yeah. I said, oh, this is going to be one of them games. Back and forth, they went up and down the court. It was nonstop, man. I was like, good gracious. Now, those of you who won, well, technically, I had a good game. It wasn't good enough for a win. Kevin Carr had what, 19? I think 19 and 8 in this game.
Mm-hmm.
You look at it, oh, it's good. They play against the best team in the league. Well, when you are deemed that player, you got to show everybody you that player. For example, as much as my co-host can't stand LeBron James, he would even tell you it didn't matter who LeBron James was playing against at a certain point in time. He was that guy. It didn't matter. Stop him.
Mm-hmm.
And every team in the league couldn't do it.
When you have to scramble and reach for straws as to how to limit his or her ability to be dominant and unstoppable, that's when you know you're the best player in the league. Because you can't even fish him out to say, well, yeah, we do this, we stop him or her.
No.
Do this, we'll limit what they can do. Yeah.
Now, here's the issue that I have with you people. It is her third year in the league. Like, there's no way that you can microwave success. You can't microwave success. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, there's those of you out there who have different terms of success. Some of y'all think of success as the money. and attention. Others, particularly like me and Coach Johnson, we determine success of how you play. Are you bringing championships? Do you make your team better? So if y'all want to say that Caitlin Clark's the face of the league, fine. She's the one that draws the money. She's the one that draws the attention. Hell, the entire Indiana Fever's schedule is nationally televised, mainly because of Caitlin Clark. So you want to say face of the league? Fine. I give you that. But if you calling her the best player in the league, y'all need to go find number 22 that wears a Las Vegas jersey and tell her that. Because last time I checked, she was the reigning MVP. She was the reigning defensive player of the year. Oh, and there's one more important thing I'm forgetting. I'm Coach Johnson when it comes to that 22 in Las Vegas. What is it? MVP, defensive player of the year. It's something else I'm missing.
What, finals MVP?
Finals MVP. Oh, but she's the reigning champion
I was gonna say,
for the third time in 4 years.
4 years. Yeah. Yeah, she's the pinnacle. And she's showing no signs of relinquishing that crown anytime soon. Argue with your mama.
But now petition because the Liberty Miles has kept Minnesota without Sophie, who's now back. Then you have my New York Liberty, who has been Jekyll and Hyde this goddamn season. At one point, they can show you, oh, man, this is a rivalry with Vegas. We can beat them. It's Minnesota. We beat them to win the title. And then all of a sudden, they come up and you be like, what is y'all doing against Dallas? What is y'all doing against the Sparks? What is going on here? Then you have, speaking of the Golden State Valkyries, the best defensive team I have ever seen in the WNBA. If you can get to 70, you might win the game.
That's why I love the Valkyries.
If you can get to 70, you might win the game. Then you have the Dream and the Wings. Even though my co-hosts hate anything Dallas, but let's be for real. The Dallas Wings are playing good ball this year.
I love Dallas. I love Dallas. In fact, I'm going to be going to Dallas in 4 weeks. I love Dallas.
He's going to hate every minute of it. But here's the thing. Caitlin Clark needs time to become that woman. She's not that woman. Y'all trying to put her somewhere that she has not got to yet. She's not that woman yet. Well, Playmaker, how would you know when she becomes a woman? She becomes that woman when it's in doubt, and it's like you just look at the TV and you're like, "Yep, Indiana's winning though because they ain't stopping her." She has figured it out.
Right.
Jordan had to figure it out. How many years it took Jordan to figure it out?
6 full seasons of not winning a chip. In his 7th year, he actually finally got his first.
How long did it take LeBron to figure it out?
Took him 9.
Why you keep comparing her to the NBA? You want to go WNBA? How long did it take Candace Parker to figure it out? Well, Candace Parker was so freaking good. She's like the anomaly. She can come in her rookie year, winning the rookie of the year, MVP, and the championship all in one season.
Very few can do that. Very few.
Mary Moore didn't do that in her rookie year.
And she's a cold player.
So if she didn't retire, I'll tell her she would be the GOAT of the WNBA.
There's no telling how many records.
You couldn't stop that Minnesota team.
There's no telling how many records she would have set by now.
Breanna Stewart, who was undefeated in college basketball with UConn. It took her a minute to figure it out with the Seattle Storm and Sue Bird. And they figured it out. They won 2. Asia Wilson. She didn't win her rookie year. It took bringing Becky Hammond as the coach, putting pieces around her. And next thing you know, who is the best player in the league right now?
Asia Wilson.
Who has 3 titles in the last 4 years?
Asia Wilson.
And the only thing y'all have to remember, because I know y'all love Caitlin Clark so much, and this is that speaking facts. I have nothing against Caitlin Clark. I'm looking forward to when she figure it out, it's going to be a problem. Because I want her to figure it out. Because it's going to be even more thrilling to watch the WNBA. But remember, she only played 12 games last year. Who was the leader of that team last year? I give you the hint. She's on your screen right now.
Oh, yeah. Kelsey Mitchell.
Guess who's the leader of the team right now?
Kelsey Mitchell.
Just because I'm saying all this doesn't mean, oh, I dislike Caitlin Clark, I'm Caitlin Clark hater. No, I'm speaking facts.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are in a rush to crown this woman instead of just let her figure it out on her own till she get there. She has not reached the mountaintop yet. This is a great season for her to reach the mountaintop. Because Kelsey Mitchell can give you 20 in her sleep. And at some point, I'm about to send Coach Johnson up to Indiana and have a talk with his girl because Leah Boston ain't being the Leah Boston right now. I don't know what's going on. And we talked about this person earlier in the show, but I did say at one point before all this, if they give her the green light and she does what she does, that's an extra problem to go against Indiana. And that'll be Sophie Cunningham. She's a sniper. Now, my thing is, one thing I would go against Steph right is, why you still have Sophie Cunningham coming off the bench? I think Sophie Cunningham should be in the starting lineup, to be honest with you. Like, let's go ahead and spread that fool completely out. And make the other team just say, damn, we got Caitlin Clark on the floor, we got Kelsey Mitchell on the floor, then we got Sophie Cunningham on the floor, we got shooters on the floor, we got guards that can pass the ball, and oh yeah, they still got to leave with Boston at the inside. You know how hard it is to defend? You already don't want the ball in Caitlin Clark hand. And you don't want the ball and leave it to Boston and she inside. That means you can't stop catching moves from driving to the hole because she just gets to the hole whenever she feels like it. And then you leave Sophie Cunningham wide open. It's pick your poison if you put that lineup together. Who do we take out? That's my only pushback for Stephanie Wright. I think you need to put Sophie Cunningham in the starting lineup. And that will open the floodgates of that offense like none other. That offense just be ridiculous. But it's just a thought of the playmaker. You don't have to agree with him. It is what it is. But by the way, you see the record for Minnesota? 25-6.
Mm-hmm.
We only have 13 games left. Who's going to stop Larry Miles in Minnesota from possibly doing what they've been trying to do for the longest? It could be Indiana. Could be Vegas. Who knows? But that's the game of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the quick hits.
All right. So on Saturday, we had the Sky facing off against the visiting Aces, And I'll be doggone. The Sky beat the Aces 84-83. Sydney Taylor gave you 29 and hit the game winner as the Sky with that 3-pointer stunned the Aces.
Here's the thing. This is where the week of the conversation came about because Sydney Taylor dropped 29 against the champs and hit the game winner. And then the very next day, Olivia Miles did what she did. And I said, this is why there's no conversation about Rookie of the Year. No disrespect to Sydney Taylor. Matter of fact, I don't even know how she went undrafted, but it is what it is. These things happen from time to time. It happens in the NFL a lot. Coach also would tell you it happens in the NFL a lot.
Often.
How this guy went undrafted, it happens. But Sydney Taylor, you doing your thing. The problem is Olivia Miles been doing this since game one.
Right.
She's been killing everybody since game one.
Like you said earlier, she's an MVP candidate, so that tells you something.
She's in the MVP conversation, and I ain't talking 5th or 4th either. I'm talking top 3, Olivia Miles.
Also on Saturday, you have Playmakerz Liberty traveling to Phoenix, going out into the desert, and taking care of business 94-92. As Sabrina Ionescu boogied for 29 and gave you 10 dimes. As the Liberty gets a cherished road dub in the desert.
Need a road win. Here's the thing, man. With the Liberty, I'm not liking what I'm saying. I'm still ain't at the point where I'm about to call for some heads to roll yet. We already know somebody that's a Nibley fan that's calling for heads to roll right now.
That'll be Dre. It started with the head coach.
I'm trying my hardest to hold on because Coach doesn't know my philosophy when it comes to new coaches.
Yeah, give them time. Yeah.
But man, there's some things that I don't like what I'm seeing, man. We are currently the last place team to be in the playoffs right now. 17-13. We are 6 games. Let me do my math correct. No, we are 5 games above the LA Sparks right now, with 13 games to go. It is because I'm not gonna say it's safe to assume. I'm gonna say it is a 80% chance that the Liberty will be making the playoffs. 80% chance. With 13 games to go, anything can happen. But it's an 80% chance the Liberty will be making the playoffs. And if the Liberty make the playoffs, I mean everybody else above them should be making the playoffs, which means you want to know all the teams that's above the Liberty, Mr. Johnson?
Who's that?
How about the Washington Mystics?
Well, I don't think that surprises you nor me because I think we were saying last year that the business is on the rise. So now it looks like they and with a wonderful off season, it looks like they're staking it and doing it quietly. I may add, it looks like they're staking their claim to saying we're up next.
No, being the playoffs, no, but being above the Liberty, that's a problem. The Indiana Fever, not that bad. Indiana, they got the stars, they got the talent. The Dallas Wings, they taking a step early than we expected. We thought next year would probably be the year they took it up this year. Atlanta Dream, not surprising because when you have Ryan Howard, Alicia Gray, Angel Reese, you better be up there in the top 4 or top 5. Anything less would be disappointing coming from the Dream. The Golden State Valkyries. Reason why we ain't complaining about that because we just said they're the best defensive team in the goddamn league. And matter of fact, they are the only team in WNBA history to be an expansion team and make the playoffs their first year. And that was last year. So the Valkyries being the Valkyries, not surprising whatsoever. And of course, the top 2 teams is Minnesota number 1 and Las Vegas number 2. But Kristen Marcos, you took over a team 2 years ago that won the championship. You took over a team last year, albeit with injuries, still made the playoffs. Just got ousted by the team they just beat on Saturday. For the New York Liberty to be in 8th place right now, You're testing my patience. Because I don't think you fully understand the team that you have. So I'm going to need you to get it together. You come from a championship organization in the Golden State Warriors to a championship level team in New York. What is the problem? Go ahead, sir.
Well, so that was the Saturday games. On Sunday, you had, along with, of course, the Lynx hosting the Fever and beating them, you had the Sparks, a Kelsey Plum-less Sparks, going up the Pacific Northwest to Portland to play against the Fire, and they doused the Fire 106-101. You had double-doubles from Nneka Ogwumike and De'Arica Hamby. Ogwumike gave you 22 and 10. Hamby gave you 23 and 10 in the Sparks dub in Rip City.
Mr. Cole Johnson, what's your favorite part about the basketball game?
Crash them boards. Crash them boards. Give me defense, but crash them boards, because games are won and lost, especially on the offensive end, with them boards. Limit shots, and give yourself more opportunities with rebounds.
So you telling me the inside gave the Sparks 45 and 20?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, I think that wins a lot of games.
45 and 20 from just those two players. And normally, and you played this game. I've only coached it, but you've played it. Normally, and you would back this up, if players see that effort from a couple players, that normally translates to, oh, we need to step up our stuff and give a little more effort. Yeah. Because rebounding is effort.
Shout out to the Sparks. Nneka. I mean, Nneka is still doing it at this stage of her career. It's amazing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Nneka, man. And De'Arica Hamby. You said Kessler Mills don't get the love she deserves. I don't think De'Arica Hamby gets the love she deserves because he's on the Sparks, which is kind of odd saying that because it is the LA Sparks we're talking about.
Right.
But they ain't been the LA Sparks in for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
Man. And then the rest of the games from the weekend.
All right. We'll start with this Friday slates. The Dream, they took out the Storm. You have the Mystics, who did me a great solid in clipping the Wings. And the Fever, well, they didn't have a fever, but they made the Fire go cold. And on Sunday, the Wings beat the Sun.
You can't be mad or happy at this. You can't be anything right now. You want the Suns to lose, but you want the Wings to lose too. But somebody got to win. There's nothing you can say on this one. You better be happy with that L that they took.
The Wings beat the Sun, and the Valkyries locked it down on defense again in giving the Tempo the Blues and giving them an L.
Oh, man. I love the fact that game happened yesterday. I'm like, yes, Cole can't do nothing. What's he reading? He can't do nothing. There's nothing he can do. He got his Mystic shot in, but he can't do nothing what happened yesterday. Just can't do nothing. That means he got to give credit to a team he can't stand.
I'll give credit to a team I can't stand. Wings, you're doing wonderful this year. Still can't stand you, but you're doing wonderful this year.
And you did him a solid yesterday.
And you did me a solid yesterday. Yeah.
Even though the Storm still holds the number one spot right now. Y'all just can't catch the Storm, can y'all?
Come on, son. Tank.
Y'all are 1.5 games ahead of the Storm.
Come on, we got to fix that.
So
we should be a game and a half behind them, not a game and a half ahead of them.
And then the last game from yesterday, which was not a shocker whatsoever, it was a damn blowout.
Mm.
The Valkyries, they slowed the tempo down mightily. Man, the tempo got to 70. They almost got to 80. Problem is, the Valkyrie got to 96.
Man, that team's going to be a problem come September.
That team's a problem now.
I'm just saying it's going to be a problem when it matters.
Well, it probably ain't a problem to the Aces and the Lynx because they own them, but everybody else.
Yeah, I'm about to say, unless they face those two, then yeah. But outside of that, man, these teams are struggling to score 70 and 75 points against them. Struggling.
Defense, man. Defense.
Yeah. That's why I say the Valkyries are my favorite team right now because of that.
That this guy has shown. Let me shut up. James off the steal. James with the stop.
Rebound by Adams, his sixth. Morant blows by Primo. Attack.
All right, one last commercial break, and we're gonna get you out of here.
If you're watching WWE and not repping your favorite superstar, what are you doing? T-shirts, championship hoodies, this is how you show who you ride with. Whether it's legends or the stars that are running it right now, it's all about representing your side. Hit the link in the description and shop official gear right now through WWE Shop. Every era, every superstar, every fan. Don't just watch. Represent.
Cool McCain.
You thought you wanted Gunther against Chad Gable, but you didn't. And I'm going to tell you why. Chad Gable would take everything that Gunther's done and bury it.
The Playmaker.
It was on site. AJ Styles walked out there seeing LA Knight. Oh, okay. Then LA Knight hopped out the car. Let's go.
Break down everything in TNA, AEW, and all of the WWE programming. Join these two kings, monarchs of wrestling, live every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Central on the Playmakerz Sports Talk YouTube channel.
The game is about to start. The last thing you should be worrying about is what's for dinner. With CookUnity, chef-crafted meals are ready to enjoy in minutes. Great food, less hassle, more game time. CookUnity, available through the Playmakerz Network.
All right, welcome back to Shooting the Lights Out as we're going to get ready to get y'all out of here, what we always do. Yes, Months of Wrestling tonight. And I'm going solo tonight. Cool, got some business to take care of. Cool, got some business to take care of, so I'm riding solo tonight, unless somebody want to join me, but I'm going to do what I do. Keep the months going, because SummerSlam recap, that's going to be a fun one. So that should be a fun one and to do. And remember, 50% off freshly crafted meals from world-renowned chefs on CookUnity. 50% off on your first week. And then Mr. Johnson.
Fanatics, they are having a back-to-school sale. You save 20% on all Nike products And you can save up to 25% off of kids gear. That's Fanatics, where fans can fan, and both CookUnity and Fanatics are proud affiliates of Shooting Lights Out.
All right, let's get y'all out of here with the games to watch. We thank y'all for tuning in today on this third day of the 8th month. We are 8. We have hit the 8th month.
Yeah, we're 7 months through in 2026. Yeah.
Games to watch, Mr. Johnson.
All right, on tonight, you have the Aces and the Dream. This Atlanta special will tip off at 7 p.m. All times listed on this screen are Eastern Daylight Time. The Aces and the Dream. You will see that on Peacock and the NBC Sports Network. Also tipping off at 7 tonight, you have the Homebound Liberty. They're going to basically take a cruise in, around, and on the Storm. The visiting Storm goes to Brooklyn, 7 p.m. tip-off there. At 9 p.m., you have the Sky. They are welcoming the Mercury, the newly minted Kelsey Plum as a Mercury. Again, tip-off is at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. in Chicago on the USA Network.
Chicago. Dreams Ace is going to be the interesting one on Peacock in NBC Sports Network. Mm-hmm. The Dream, my favorite, which is interesting. I wonder if they know something that I don't know. Storm, welcome to Brooklyn. Have a safe Storm trip back.
How hospitable.
I couldn't help it. Wednesday, because Tuesday is Valkyries. I forgot who they playing, but it's not going to be a fun game to watch.
Valkyries against, I forgot who they playing. Okay,
Valkyries and Tempo.
Get Valkyries and Tempo. All right, so they'll beat the Tempo again. All right, so on Wednesday, 7 p.m., Atlanta. The Dream are staying in Atlanta. They are taking on the Mercury. And also at 7, the Liberty will host a Storm yet again. This game will be televised on the USA Network. Tip off at 7:30 p.m. The Mystics, they host the Wings. And then the Sky at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. They will take on the Visiting Sparks on the USA Network and CNBC. That's the Mercury and Dream at 7, the Storm and Liberty at 7 on USA Network, the Wings and the Mystics, 7:30 p.m., and the Sparks and the Sky, 9 p.m. on USA Network and CNBC.
All right, that should do it for today's episode. Remember, Wednesday, Mr. Johnson, Wednesday,
we will have the premiere of the 5th season of Bearing Down the Gridiron. We get to talk about all things college football because, yes, there will be college football in the wonderful week 0 very soon. But we will take just about all of August and break down the Power 4 conferences as to who we think are going to be ones that are dark horses, ones that are on a hot seat, and the ones who are going to take it all. Bearing Down the Gridiron Season 5 premiere this Wednesday on the Playmakerz Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts, along with other areas as well.
So, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Monday. I'm finna get ready to do another show for the wrestling side. Join me as we recap SummerSlam before the Fallout. Also talk about some NXT, TNA, and AEW stuff. And then me and Coach Jones, we'll see y'all Wednesday because it's football season is here. Mm-hmm. And The Atlantic Coast Conference, y'all up first.
ACC.
You've done good. You've done great. But you can't stop here. You can't stop now. You gotta keep going. Through all your trials and your tribulations, you gotta keep pushing. Now, finish your canvas.
Yeah, gotta get it out the mud, that's the only way to win. Who am I to point the finger like I never ever seen? Been through the ups and downs like the letter N. They don't let you through the door, better kick that bitch again. Cause that's the only way to win. That's the only way to go. Gotta get it out the mud, gotta get it out the flow. Cause that's the only way to go. Let's go.